We're focusing on your irons, and your answers indicate you have what we would call a push, so a shot that starts to the right of target and then flies reasonably straight. You've also told us that your preference would be to play with a fade, so a shot that starts slightly left and then curves to the right through the air back towards the target. Your push is caused by an in-to-out swing path, where the club is travelling right of target through impact, and a square club face. So when the club face points in the same direction as the club head is travelling, the ball flies straight. For the fade, we need an out-to-in swing path, where the club head is travelling left of target, and we need an open club face. When the club face points to the right of the direction of the swing, the ball will curve to the right through the air. Luckily, there's one aspect of the downswing that will affect the swing path and the club face in exactly the way we want to change your push into a fade, and that is how the body rotates towards the target. First, let's look at the swing path. I have a stick on the ground that's parallel to the target line and set up just outside the toes of my right foot. We're going to use that as a reference for what we call the delivery position, which is where the club arrives at about hip height on its way down towards impact. So first, if we start the downswing with no rotation of the body towards the target at all, we'll get the club in a position that's angled very much inward in relation to the stick, and this would allow a very exaggerated in-to-out swing path. On the other hand, if I started my rotation towards the target as soon as I change direction from backswing to downswing, it transports the arms and club outward. So we go from a very inward downswing to a much more neutral one. Now from here you have what we call the release, which will take the club from the delivery position to impact and beyond. From a neutral downswing, the club head still approaches from slightly inside the target line, which means you can still get an in-to-out path. However, if you continue this rotation of the body towards the target, it will help the club move around us on an arc that will bring it to square and then come back inside after impact as it moves off the target line. So it's the continued rotation of the body towards the target that will help us go from a neutral delivery position to a very slightly out-to-in swing path. The key feeling for you would be the fact that after impact, instead of the club moving to the right of target, which you could describe as a steeper follow-through, the club will be moving to the left of target, so you could describe that as a flatter follow-through. Again, from the top, we've got the neutral delivery by the rotation of the hips and the body towards the target, and then we've got the continued rotation to give you the out-to-in swing path. Now the club face. Very simply, with every golf swing, the club face will open as we swing back up to the top, and it has to close again as we swing back down to impact. You're opening the face during the backswing, and you're rotating it back to square during the downswing. If we can delay the rotation of the club back towards square, it will arrive at impact slightly open. And this is where the rotation of the body comes in again. So looking at the club face from this position, we start square and then the face opens as we swing back. With a slow rotation of the body towards the target, it's very easy for the hands to flip the face back to square or closed. But if we turn the body towards the target, the hands have a harder job of releasing the club, and we can bring the club down more open. So the harder we turn the body towards the target, the more we'll delay the release, and that will guarantee the open club face. So again, starting from the setup, we're going to put all this together. We've got a downswing that's more neutral because of the turning of the hips to the target, and then we've got a release that brings the club slightly from out to in, and with an open club face, again with a strong turn of the hips. So your main feeling in your golf swing is the fact that the club head is going to be moving slightly left of target as it goes through impact, and the face is going to be slightly open. Have a few practice swings where you're allowing it to flow, not at full speed yet, but trying to feel these two feelings of the downswing, which is slightly more outward on the way down, and then inward after impact. And if you feel you can do that, speed it up a little. And if the whole thing is still feeling reasonably comfortable, you need to hit a shot, because the golf ball will tell you whether you've done it enough, which means you're hitting a slight fade towards the target, whether you've done it too much, which means you're swinging too far out to in and the face is too open, and that would be more of a slice, or whether you're not really changing it enough and you're still hitting the push shot that you had before. So again, little rehearsal before you hit the shot. A good strong turn of the body towards the target. The club head is moving left after impact. And then let's hit a shot and see what sort of ball flight we get.